Get up, detective. One last time.
A więc dzień dobry Państwu w disco. Sprawdzamy sobie, albo przypominamy, jakie mamy zadanka aktualne. Ta nieszczęsna bula. Oczywiście szkody trzeba zapłacić. Musimy poprosić o pomoc Ewarta Claira, żeby ściągnąć ciało. Znaleźć odznakę, która prawdopodobnie jest w tym płaszczu, który wisi na barierce. Jeszcze możemy kogoś poszukać, kto miał dostęp do śmietnika za lokalem, ale ogrodniczka, która najprawdopodobniej miała tam dostęp, no to spieprzyłem z nią rozmowę. Miałem 70% szans na zadanie chyba poprawnie danego pytania i no był fail. Także nic z tego. Mamy zdjęcia tatuaży. Możemy popytać miejscowych o te tatuaże. Dalej musimy znaleźć kogoś, kto zgłosił... Zobaczcie, trochę już gramy, nie? A my nadal nie wiemy, kto zadzwonił po policję właściwie. Musimy do palacza pójść, ale dopiero następnego dnia o 21:00. Dalej muszę znaleźć swoją broń. Możemy spytać Kuna o pancerz tego wisielca. Zamknąć w środę śluzę wodną. I teraz możemy zapytać Kima o takie zawody, czy zawody w cudzysłowie oczywiście, między dwoma postronkami.
The fuck about it? Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. Kuno's fucking's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant. Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away. Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That
Oh,
shit
yes.
means nothing to Kuno. Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gates.
Trubadur przy bramie. Wąsaty chuj.
Yeah, cocking boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker came around talking about cows or some shit?
Aha.
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly smile.
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno
Still,
Okay.
seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire.
Kuno's fucking. Kuno uses the fucking for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows what you meant. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone. Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the...
Yeah, you tell them.
Looks like you're a fagari now. Whatever that means.
You're
Dobra,
testing.
Get lost.
Kuno doesn't...
idziemy stąd. Na pewno sobie teraz tak, zadanka jeszcze zaktualizujemy. Tak, wesoły mesk. Ale teraz najważniejsze. Umiejętność możemy sobie awansować jakąś. Nie wiem, co by to miało być. Czas reakcji, self-warfare, zręczne palce, opanowanie, półmroczność, deszcze, elektrochemia. Dramaturgia, retoryka. Może coś tutaj podnieść. Deszcze. Półmroczność. Dramaturgia fajna ostatnio. Cholera, może ten czas reakcji? O! Siła woli, empatia. Retoryka. Ta retoryka się przydaje. O. Ale brzmi ciekawie. I rozmawiamy jeszcze z Kimem na temat posterunków.
What do you want to know? What's there to say? It's just stupidity. The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to Police Martinez. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary. It's all part of the master plan, you see.
Tak jest.
Really? It can't be that.
No nie jest ale tak to dowodnie.
Wouldn't that be something? And who could say it's not true? If you really don't remember anything, how would you know? We should move. Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist. Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
He's actually glad it's addressed now.
Jeszcze możemy coś tutaj.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slide
Aha,
precinct
no.
57.
Aha. To ma więcej sensu.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic. who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
I've considered it. I don't think I can say one way or another. I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win. I am the finest of nothing. Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Okej, fajne, fajnie. Dobrze, czyli pójdziemy gdzie? 19:45, idziemy do portu. Porozmawiać o tym pancerzu. Możemy się też prześlizgnąć. Z tą babką już nie porozmawiam chyba. A może? Zobaczę jeszcze, czy mam szansę.
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago. Of course. Where to? No problem.
Gówno dupa. Nic się nie dowiedziałem. Jestem wąsata dupa.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you? The little boy had it good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me, pardon the choice of word.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock.
Ach,
Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes. I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
I agree, officer. Let's focus on the hanging, and later some junior
Dokładnie.
officers can take care of the rest.
Nice. From what I learned, it was a very heavy, boring set of armor. No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
no dobra, ale i tak mamy... Mamy znaleźć kogoś, kto nam pomoże zdjąć ciało, nie?
The unpromising race pupil returns.
A czekajcie. Bo może jeszcze ten tutaj gnojek nam pomoże zdjąć ciało.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Honest men and women with rights to work. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly, and
I have a question. Why do all these men
you think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market. The rules of the...
Dobra. Pierdol, nie?
The unpromising race pupil returns. And
O kurde. O shit. Pokaż mi to. No ale dobrze, ja nic nie rozumiem. Co, estetyka? What? Czemu ja tego nie ogarniam? Jak to obejrzeć? Rozwiązanie, ale jak to obejrzeć? Filogenetyka wydaje się odległa, prawdę mówiąc nieco śmiechu warta. Wielka tajemnica rasy stała się jasna, pozostało tylko zwerbalizować swoje myśli i iść rozmiarowym o swoich nowo wyciągniętych wnioskach. Ale że jak? Kurde! Cholera.
the rich man has humiliated and emasculated this couple. He can only think in base materialist categories and feminine abstraction.
Rich man really fucked him over,
Chyba trafiłem.
Jan.
His rage is already played out on the stage of history as the grotesque tragedy of revolution. Impotent class warrior, I take pity on you. You clearly want to enter the harbor bad, like a little boy who wants to go on the potty. I can press the button for you. It will open the door. Very well. You may enter the door once.
Finally. Let's go.
A, czyli nie przejdę tutaj. By to wziąć? Okej. Rewaszol. Oranie i klasje tak samo jak są zapisywane. Oranie i klasje. Okej. Co za pierdalamentu. Pocztówka 4,50. Okulary, matematyka wzrokowa, dramaturgia -1. Magnes. La fumée.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Siła woli. Chyba te przekonywanie sobie jeszcze zrobię. To wewnętrzne imperium. Okej, przekonywanie.
Whatever's hidden here
Udało się.
is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense. It appears to be a to-do list written in Remember Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes,
Specjalny
special
badge.
whirling borscht, water Everart's plants.
Może nie
All
chodzi o
items on
badge.
the list have the drawer slides shut. The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your... After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, the magazine is divided into several sections. International developments, Kunst und Kultur, and unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with art. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. The eternal problem, according to G, thus they tend to experience is that true? Have you you flip back to the front of the magazine, the table of contents.
Nie traćmy czasu.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move."
No a teraz przydałyby się inne rzeczy. Tu już nie będzie.
Your fingers run over the dial.
Udało się znowu.
005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then...
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. How may I help you? Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here. Maybe you call to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period? If you need any further assistance, you can visit us on the corner of Voyager and Main. I can't help you over the phone. Are we done?
The call is terminated by the other party.
Po co ja tam zadzwoniłem? Masakra. Dobra, mam też swój płaszcz.
The tarpaulin cloak is still hanging on the railing. The white, as your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the I will shield you from the elements and give my life for you.
Spirit the Corpse i jeszcze. Mam konceptualizację tylko, tak. Jakąś koszulę teraz można ubrać. Ciało jako narzędzie. To jest do dupy. Koszula, konceptualizacja, przekonywanie. Koszulek, ciało jako narzędzie. O. O to chodziło. Ale co z odznaką?
Yes?
Snow is quietly covering the numerous wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground.
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you. Yes, this looks pretty advanced.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on... Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
if you must. But please hurry, we are pretty...
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Let's get going. The entire neighborhood can see us up here.
Czyli gówno, tutaj nie wejdę.
Control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked marsh and marsh. On, arrête, off.
Nic mi to nie da, że ja tutaj wszedłem.
A rusting marsh. On, with a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. And, with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that it's moving this container, of course.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
The crane does not return to its original position.
Nie wiem, czy mi to coś dało, szczerze powiedziawszy.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the...
You do? Because I don't. There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to get the body down from the tree.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions, with some puzzlement. No reply.
Ja pierdzielę. A jak otworzę, wezmę sobie łom do ręki.
You're back before the cargo container. You attempt to your left. The lieutenant considers your...
Nieważne. Czegoś tu nie rozumiem. Co mi to miało dać? Taki łom. Rękawiczki serii Fallen Ultra, półmroczność. Mam wręczne palce, a tu mogę mieć półmroczność. Nie wiem co wolę. Półmroczność. Nie chcę półmroczności. Ale kasiady tutaj jest.
Container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, put the logos on.
O matko.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, now belongs to Everard. Everard, he looks after... I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know.
Told you.
Oh, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keep... Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done. Yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags. Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Oh, yes. I leave all... Oh, yes. I've been... It's
Dobra.
very good. Yes.
Dobra.
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from... Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You... Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he are. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
Titus i jego chłopaki przeszklobali coś po pijaku. To może być interesujące.
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got in...
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
No, I don't think they killed anyone. Let's better talk about something else. Titus and
He probably doesn't know anything anyway. Who in their right mind would tell him?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
No nie dziwię się.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. Oh, yes. Born and raised in Arish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Bye-bye now.
Dobra.
Bye-bye now.
Dobra. Fajny koleś, fajny. Kontajner, kontajner. Jest i on.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners. It
A
pains
skąd
me
on
to
to
say.
wie?
This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You
Nie,
need
nie,
it.
nie, nie, nie.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Nie, nie biorę go.
Okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun.
Jasny
Let
gwint.
me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hound.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
Kurde, no spytać go tak ostro? Weźmiemy go pod buta.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything... It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Officer,
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Dobra.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it. You want to cry? God, you're
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Krótka czemu?
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Don't be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was...
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafe.
Oh my! Don't take this question personally.
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help. And, Jean, please take it easy with the race science. He's had enough of that. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you. Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand, but there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if...
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do...
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone...
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar. Pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez. Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. You've got a lot of spirit clearing up the drug problem alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and...
Actually, Revachol doesn't have a mayor. He refuses to discuss it further. It's probably just a small nuisance.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union. We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Dokładnie.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. And he doesn't care either.
Honestly, I didn't want to bring it up, Harry. I heard you have become Measurehead's race pupil. Of course, Harry. Of course. You're not some kind... No one's gonna know what you did with race there, Harry. Your race bonanza is... Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. Of course. Let us dispatch with a...
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science...
I think the odds of that.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong.
Words flow like a river of honey from his... I guess word has already reached him.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragiego, would you mind? Me and Harry...
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first. As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder.
Otóż to...
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi, from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a...
That means he doesn't really know anything about you.
Dokładnie.
A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious...
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the...
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. Your gun will be found, Harry.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun. Now, please, let the professionals do their job. Kick...
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
I don't care about my gun. I love it, Harry. Wish I could be like that.
The officer is exaggerating. Of course we can.
The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels that the fact you haven't prioritized...
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gunfight. Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here. You're one of us now. A real...
No dobra. Porozmawiamy sobie.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year. You should take care of that then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping.
Okej. Porozmawiamy sobie po krótkiej przerwie, jeśli chodzi o YouTube'a.